Okay, so I'm delighted today that we've got Vicki Davis here. Vicki's one of our therapists. So hi Vicki, tell me a little bit about how you got into complementary therapies.
Hi. Well, yes, 8 years ago, I was diagnosed with Hodgkin's lymphoma, and I was coming to the centre myself for treatments, and I can't tell you how much it helped me through my treatment. It was just absolutely amazing. I was working as a radiographer at the time, and I did go back to work after I'd finished my treatment, but soon realised that I couldn't sustain that lifestyle anymore. So I quickly left and then decided to pursue a career in complementary therapies instead. So I started off with the aromatherapy massage course. That was the first one that I did. I also did Reiki at the centre with our wonderful Reiki master Tony, and then followed by Indian head massage, and then I went on to do the reflexology course a year later.
Gosh, so a wide range of therapies there. Now I know
Yeah.
reflexology, it's a very popular thing. They like to book you for reflexology. So tell us a little bit more about that.
So reflexology, oh, I absolutely love it. It's fantastic. So it's based on the principle that the body is mapped out on the foot, but not just the foot, it can be the hand, the ear and the face as well. Myself, I do foot and facial reflexology. But it's great in that you can give the client tips. So even though you're working on their feet, you can tell them the area that they need to work on their hand so that they can do that at home themselves when they're not having the treatment. So it's basically, if I can just show you on the hand, it's thumb pressures. So you're just literally pressing like that. And you'll go through the sequence. I go through the sequence of all the systems of the body, so the digestive system, the respiratory system. And it's lovely at the centre because if people are coming in and they're not very well, sometimes they might not feel like getting undressed for a massage or something, so they don't have to get undressed. They're fully clothed. All they've got to do is take the shoes and socks off, and I'm working on the feet. And I love it that they're getting their whole body worked on in their feet. That, to me, is just amazing. I love it.
It's fascinating, isn't it? That whole
Yeah.
idea. So what kind of things do you think reflexology is particularly useful for if a client is thinking about having it?
Oh, at the centre, there's two things in particular that spring to mind. So one is a lot of people can get chemotherapy-induced peripheral neuropathy, which is like numbness, pins and needles type sensations in the feet and in the hands. And I actually went on a short training CPD like talk a couple of years ago where I learned a particular sequence that I can do for this, and I've actually had success with this from a couple of clients at the centre. They've said that it's really helped them. Also, reflexology is great for lymphatic drainage as well. So clients that have had lymph nodes removed, particularly breast cancer clients, it's quite good for that. I mean, it's not a permanent fix, but it definitely helps with the drainage. So yeah, those two things in particular are really good. It's also just a really lovely, relaxing treatment as well. I mean, I know not everybody likes having their feet touched, but for those that don't mind it, some people actually really enjoy having a foot massage. So because not only is it the pressures, I also finish off with a massage as well, and I use different areas of my hands to massage the feet, so you are getting different sensations. So it's just a lovely all-round relaxing treatment as well, but with lots of benefits.
So you talked about the pressure, because yeah, as you say, some people might be like, oh, I don't like having my feet tickled or anything like that. So is it quite a strong pressure as you do the reflexology?
The stronger the pressure, the better. But obviously, if people are in a little bit of pain, or if they're going through, chemo and that, I wouldn't use a very strong pressure. It doesn't have to be. But in my normal private work at home, I would use a stronger pressure, but with clients who are going through chemo, I wouldn't. So, but the firmer the pressure, the less ticklish.
Yes. Yeah, that makes sense, doesn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
And so when somebody books themselves a reflexology appointment, is it just a single appointment? Will they need a number of appointments? What do you recommend?
I always say that any complementary therapy really works better on a cumulative basis. So the more that you have, the more benefit you're going to get from it. If there is a particular problem, like peripheral neuropathy, for example, I would recommend having the appointments, you know, once a week or once every 2 weeks. Once that problem starts to go away and the treatments are just for general well-being, then you can reduce that to once a month, you know, something like that. But the key is, I think it's really important with any of these therapies to keep them up, because, you know, it's for you. We need to look after ourselves, don't we? So
that makes a lot of sense. So we talked about peripheral neuropathy being a good reason for somebody to go for reflexology, also for the lymphatic drainage. Are there any other things where you think, actually, do you know, I reckon reflexology would help with that?
Well, as you're treating the whole body, anything, and honestly, I mean anything. For example, my husband loves having his feet done for his back pain. It can take pain away, and he actually prefers that to having a massage, because he says it helps him more and it relieves the pain. Reducing anxiety, stress, it releases endorphins because you're pressing on all the areas where the glands in the body are, the pituitary gland that releases all the hormones, so it's making you feel better. Yeah, absolutely anything, I would say. I'd recommend reflexology for everything.
And how long is the treatment?
So I can typically do either a split session, half an hour, combined with something else. So a popular one, people like to have facial reflexology and foot reflexology in the same session, so half and half. Or foot reflexology with some Reiki, or facial reflexology with some Reiki, or a lot of people do have the foot reflexology by itself. Because what I tend to do is do the sequence with the thumb pressures for the first half, and then finish off with the massage. So any areas that I find that have got a blockage, I would go back over that in the massage bit.
So if you are recommending this to, like, first time to somebody who's not had reflexology, is there anything that you particularly love about it that you want to get across to a potential new client?
Yes, well, a little bit of trivia. I would say there's over 7,200 nerves in the feet. Gosh. So by hitting those with the right pressure, the benefits are just fantastic. So, you know, each one of those nerves linked to a different part of the body. You're hitting all of those. You're getting all those benefits that I've mentioned before, helping you with all those things, getting your mood up, reducing anxiety, helping with pain, helping you sleep. Yeah.
Wow, 7,200 nerves.
Yeah.
That's mind-boggling, isn't it?
Yeah.
That is amazing. Thank you so much for your time today, Vicki, and I hope this is going to encourage a lot of our clients to take a look at reflexology to help themselves.
Thank you.